So if you guys didn't notice, I'm doing these videos in one shot. So that's why, like, why am I doing it in one shot? Because this is something that's very important. And at this point in time, we're getting a lot of bookings, and I have to make sure everyone knows their shit. That's why I can't afford to take time with these things. But anyway, let's jump right into it. Say you're shooting this one day, you're out there, you're shooting. Out of nowhere, the best man plays a prank on the groom. Okay? Out of nowhere. First of all, you gotta be like, you know how animals like deer, they know when the earthquake is coming, when a calamity is coming, when there's a tornado coming? Videographers and photographers have to be like that. You have to be able to predict shit that's about to happen because you're in charge of capturing it, even if it's unexpected shit. All right? So I'm chilling, you know. Say Jesse, me and Jesse are shooting that day, you know, I'm over here doing the videographer, chilling. You know, everyone's just relaxing and dining at that time. Say people are eating. That's the only time you might calm down just a little bit because people don't like videos of people eating. Unless you're Indian, Pakistani, Bengali. People want to take pictures of people eating, don't ask why. But anyway, say I'm talking to Jesse. Blah, 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 you know, we're drinking, whatever, and just chilling. Not drinking alcohol. No one's drinking on the job. Adi, you gotta stop doing that. No drinking on the job. But anyway, we're talking. Boom! The best man comes out. You know, he pulls the pants down of not pants down, but he does something. All right, he does some prank. I better boom, get into position, stop, freeze, stop, freeze, record. You got it? Wherever I am, unless I'm in a stupid place and I can't get a nice thing. If you can afford it, run up to the action a little bit. Get a medium wide. You don't want to be all the way in the back and just, you know, then you're not getting an intimate angle. If you can afford it, run up to the thing, freeze, position yourself, focus, bam, record, don't move. Okay? If something's going on. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. And I always, you know, sometimes I'm eating. Literally, I remember so many times I started eating and something important started happening. And I'm like, you know, the clients are going to want that. You know what I mean? And the groom and the bride might not even expect this thing. So, you know, I drop it, boom. You know, I run, photographers with me. Bam, record. All right? That is really, really important. A lot of the times, so this is why you have to absolutely pay attention all the time. Okay? That's worst case scenario. Something starts happening, you don't know. Worst case scenario. But try to predict it. Like a deer predicting an earthquake. Or an animal, you know, like a hawk that can spot a mouse from miles away. You have to be able to spot moments that are about to happen, okay? The worst shit that can happen is the bride is coming in, okay? And you're not paying attention. And you're like, oh shit, let me quickly, okay, haha. Right? No. You better know what's about to happen. If you have to, ask the MC, ask the host, ask somebody, okay, so can I get a quick overview of the day, the events of the day? Can you quickly tell me what's going to happen? Okay, so there's introduction, and they'll say, oh, so we have introductions first, and then there's going to be so-and-so speech, and then there's going to be a toast, there's going to be a dance performance. Dance performance. And in my head, I'm already like, okay, so I have to go wide for the dance performance, and I'm planning everything out. So now I know, right? Now, who are you going to blame? You already know what's going to happen. You can't blame anyone. You got to know what's going to happen, predict it, and get ready, especially as a videographer. A photographer, understand, they're not capturing every second of it. It doesn't, you take a moment of someone giving a speech, you're not going to take pictures of the whole speech. The speech is meant for video, right? Photographer, it's not that crazy. But for a videographer, you can't even miss a single word of that speech. Imagine it's your wedding. Wouldn't you want your videographer to capture every moment of, say, your sick uncle, say your favorite relative, like your grandma, gave a speech? Don't you want every second of that speech? She's sick, she's gonna die. God forbid she might have cancer. You see what I'm saying? 10 years later, they're gonna be looking back at the video and crying over it. But if you missed a part of it, then what the hell? What was the point of us paying so much money to get a videographer, to get a photographer? Especially a videographer. Capture everything. Stop, freeze, record, okay? If you're the cinematic one, you got the B-roll. If you're B-roll, freeze and just record the whole thing. Don't even try to get closer. If you're cinematic, Look over your shoulder. Okay. So and so, who's the B-roll videographer, is recording. I can afford. Let me get it real quick. Move up. Medium shot. Okay. B-roll videographer's over there taking a nice angle. I'm gonna be right here. Bam. Speech. Or bam. Prank is going on. Bam. Cake cutting. Whatever the case may be. Okay. Predict shit. Predict it. You have to. You have to predict stuff. We're professionals. We gotta know this stuff. All right. Try your very best. Predicting is not just about knowing. All right. Predicting also means getting your camera ready. Predicting also means putting on the LED. If your LED is off, put it back on. If you're, I don't see why you would have your gear disassembled at any point of the wedding, but whatever is necessary, if you have to switch lenses, whatever, boom, do it fast. Boom, 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 boom. I'm ready to go. Bam, record. I'm going. I'm moving. You got it? Fast paced. Weddings are fast paced. These events are fast paced. Okay? You have to be just as quick. All right? That is very, very important. That is a very, very important note. So once again, important moments. Once you watch this tutorial, once you watch this video, I don't see why you guys would miss a single important moment. Okay? So to recap, something's going on. Run up, frame your shot, right? Using your cinematic photographer's eye. Sorry guys, my battery died. On my Lumix G7, the battery died. But I shot that all the tutorials in one battery, which is pretty good battery life. I was saying, what was I saying? I forgot, but I think it was something like, oh yeah, boom, use your cinematic photographer's eye, get in there, bam, record. Always record the action, okay? Now, I'm gonna cover the next topic in the same video, okay? So sit down and listen up. Now we're gonna be talking about, real quick, we'll wrap it up. This might be the last video that I make for the videography stuff, all right? Solo videography situations. If you're the only solo videographer, remember I said before, if you're a solo videographer, you wanna act like a B-roll videographer, okay? Don't get cinematic during important moments, because those moments are gonna be gone. You can't move around. If you're cinematic, if you're close up, if they walk by you, or if something's happening outside of the frame, what are you gonna do? You're gonna move, right? You're gonna go like this or something. Guess what? It's gonna be unstable, because we're messing up that x-axis. We don't want that. Go wide. Be a B-roll videographer if you're the only videographer. Only time you can afford to be cinematic, like I said before, establishing shots. When you get there early, you're there half an hour early. We always get to the events half an hour early, okay? And I'm going to talk about traffic and being on time. Being on time, it's such a big important thing. All right, we'll discuss that, okay? Anyway, establishing shots, you can decor, that's fine. Get cinematic, do all that stuff, because not important moments, and it's a controlled environment. Another time, solo videographers, and even B-roll videographers can get cinematic is in very controlled environments. So say the beginning, when the girl's doing her makeup and hair and stuff like that, you can tell her, hey, you can and you remember in the other videography tutorials, you can tell her, hey, hold your earring like this, or pretend you're putting on your earring. Boom, I do like a close-up of her ear, I do like a tilt down, rack focus, whatever. Tilt up, showing her dress like that. Boom, I'm showing her dress. I might do a dolly in, get cinematic with it. Couples photo shoot. Yes. During the couples photo shoot session, pose them, okay? If we have a QP photographer with us, they're gonna do a great job posing. And how you work together with the photographer is, photographer, hope you're listening. Everyone's gonna know videography, photography anyway, but photographer, listen up. You're in charge of posing, okay? You pose them, then take the picture, let the videographer go in, a few seconds, pan up, tilt, whatever cinematic shot you want to do. Don't just take a static shot of doing the couples photo shoot session, because it's not like something that's never going to happen again. No, you're controlled. The environment is controlled. You can afford to get cinematic. You can afford to do all the fancy stuff that you need to do. QP photographer, if they're there, you're in charge of the posing 100%. But videographer, if there's another photographer or something like that, you know, they're not doing a good job, and this has happened before, they're not posing right, guess what? You're a videographer. You can also pose the couple. All right, I want you to put your hand on his chest and look into his eyes. Boom. Something, you know, tilt up, pan, whatever, some cinematic shot, controlled environments, okay? Even in groups during the photo session, during the party when all the relatives are going on stage and running on stage and taking pictures. All right, you guys come here, you guys come here. Boom, I can do some cinematic stuff, okay? I can do a pan, I can do a tilt, I can do something because it's a controlled environment. So during controlled environments, get cinematic. Uncontrolled environments, they're walking in, the girl's walking in for the first time, cutting the cake, speeches, don't get fancy unless you have 2 videographers there. Then the cinematic guy will do it, okay? That's what I wanted to say about solo videography, okay? And you guys already know the 2 videographer setup. I put another bulletin point for that, but I kind of sort of covered it. But to recap, if there's 2 videographers, one's going to be B-roll, one's going to be close-up cinematic. Close-up cinematic, remember the entire time you're taking cinematic shots, you're doing close-ups, medium shots, etc. You get fancy. Go ahead and get fancy. I'm expecting you to take some dope shit. B-roll videographer, don't you dare get fancy. Unless controlled environment. You got it? Simple. I don't want to keep repeating that. We covered solo videography situations. We covered B-roll and close-up. And alright guys, that's it for now. I'll see you guys at the next tutorial.